What's up, YouTube? Today we have the Byrd Raven 2 by Spyderco. This here is in CTS BD1N blade steel, G10, liner lock. Beautiful knife. Blows the Spyderco Tenacious and the Budget series. Blows it out the water. You can pick these up for around the same price that you can a Tenacious. You get a substantially upgraded blade steel. In my opinion, much better ergonomics. You get that 50-50 choil, which I love. You may not, but once you get used to having that 50-50 choil, it's a very enjoyable part of Spyderco. This is one of them knives that really give you the Spyderco experience without spending a lot of money, and you still get an absolutely fantastic knife. A very capable knife. You got nice, fairly thick, stout blade stock, but the grind comes down nice and thin. These actually come down a little thinner than your typical Spydercos do. I'd say these come down to around 15 thousandths behind the edge is where, like the Tenacious is going to come up probably about 18 thousandths behind the edge. Now, this will thicken up quicker with sharpening because of, the grind, but fantastic knife. I don't know why we don't see too much of this on YouTube. You don't hear too much about them. This is a banger of a budget knife. Literally, you're getting BD1N. That is very different than BD1. BD1 and BD1N are very different steels. BD1N is vastly higher performance. That's if you look at the base model Spydercos, like the FRN base model Manix or Para 3, those will come in BD1N. So you're getting a very high quality steel for basically what you would pay for a Spyderco Tenacious, but you're getting a vastly upgraded blade steel. BD1N gets a bad rap because people compare it to BD1, which gets a bad rap because some people say that it's like 8CR, which is not true. BD1 is quite a bit nicer of a steel than 8CR is. And it definitely performs better, definitely sharpens better. It's just an overall better steel. But it's got that, it's carrying around that tale of it's like 8CR, and people put that together, and now they see BD1 and it's that's 8CR. It's like 8CR. It's crap. BD1 is not crap. BD1N is, like I said, a quite high performance steel. It's just got that kind of like D2 and CPM D2. CPM D2 gets a bad rap because of it being called D2, even though it's a very high performance steel. Look at it that way. Anyways, BD1N, great steel, takes a ridiculously sharp edge. For a stainless steel, it takes about as sharp of an edge as you can get on a stainless steel. If you like how 14C takes an edge, then you're going to love how BD1N takes an edge. Just comes up super, super sticky. I love the steel. I have for a long time. I've actually made a kitchen knife set out of BD1N. Fantastic performance. Of course, that's on a custom heat treat at 62 RC, and these here, I tested one a long time ago. I can't remember. I believe it was right around 59 and a half. Yeah, 59 and a half, 60. It was in that range. It's been years ago, but just 59, 60 HRC is where these are going to be. So, my custom heat treat, yeah, it's going to be a little better performing, but point is, the steel composition has performed great. You get a lot of knife right here for you can pick these up if you look around for $55, and at that price, that's a really difficult knife to beat, dollar for dollar. It's good in every way: blade shape, geometry, ergonomics, super smooth, perfect lockup, quality G10, quality blade steel, good heat treat, ran at a hardness that the steel should be ran at. There's if you're thinking about buying a Tenacious, stop and buy the Raven 2. It's a better knife. It's a better knife in every way. It's reasonably lightweight, considering it's got full liners, G10, full size knife. Yeah, 4 ounces. So it's definitely not no lightweight, but it's a nice stout do-it-all knife. You can really put this thing to work, and you're gonna be good with it. They do, like I said, they do come on Teflon. Personally, that's not a problem to me, even though I did change these over because I had some extra PB washers laying around that worked. I will say, you see how smooth it is on phosphor bronze, and that's what rock solid. There's no blade play. That's as vault-like as it gets. It's even smoother on the Teflon. You may be somebody who don't like Teflon washers. I get it. They are at risk. You could mess them up. Where PB washers, you're not going to. You're not going to mess the Teflon washers up. But if you're somebody out there digging your knife in the dirt and getting it packed up, just really, really using the knife hard, yeah, the Teflon may become an issue after a while. But for most people, I would suggest just leave the Teflon in it because it is so incredibly smooth. It's so incredibly smooth on the polished PB washers, but man, on those Teflons, good Lord, this knife is smooth. Don't look at that as a downside with it being on PB washers, because it's really not. For most people, you're never going to have a problem, and it is ridiculously smooth on those Teflon washers. Like I said, everything about this knife, it beats the Tenacious in every way. I believe the Tenacious in G10 is around $60 right now. Hell, if you look around, you can get this. You can find these for cheaper than that. You can find these at around $55. There's just no comparison. There's literally no comparison. At the same price, this knife blows the Tenacious out the water. And with you being able to pick it up a little cheaper, that too good of a deal to pass up. Why this knife? Well, I know why, actually. I was going to say why this knife doesn't get the love that it deserves. No, I understand. The reason that is because if you go back to when Spyderco come out with the Byrd series at first, before the Byrd 2 models, those Byrd knives were pretty rough. They wasn't done very well. The fit and finish wasn't very good. They just wasn't done very well. Spyderco invested pretty good in San Remu, and the quality skyrocketed when they come out with the 2 line, be it the Harrier 2, Meadowlark 2, Car 2, Raven 2, whatever. Any of the 2 series knives are very, very high quality knives. They're very well done. Fit and finish is excellent. They're just a quality knife. But a lot of people were scarred by those initial Byrd knives, and they considered them junk, and that carried over, and it really hurt these knives. So that's why. But this knife right here deserves a ton of videos made on it. More videos. If you can find 1,000 videos on the Tenacious, you should be able to find 2,000 videos on this knife, because it is better. In fact, it's twice as good. Just for the simple fact that the difference between 8CR and BD1N is there's a huge gap in performance there. BD1N is going to vastly outperform 8CR. Pretty much across the board. Edge retention, stainlessness, steel's plenty tough, takes a insane edge, sharpens very, very, very nicely. Even on like just a standard, aluminum stone, aluminum oxide, or a ceramic. I can take this knife right here, and after a day's use, take my Spyderco double stuff pocket stone out, and within a minute have it hair whittling, literally hair whittling, off of the medium and then fine ceramic. It just sharpens so nicely, and it takes such an incredibly sticky edge that for stainless, it's kind of unbelievable how sticky this steel comes up. Yeah, it's just good stuff. Anyhow, it's a really slept on knife. You can get these things for a really good deal now if you look around. $55. I believe I paid about $53 for that one, and I paid about $55 for the other one I have. At that price, I don't think you can get a better $55 knife than that knife right there. I do not believe that there's a higher quality, better made, higher performance $55 knife on the market than this knife right here. It's top of the totem pole. And if you've never had Spyderco and you want to see what all the fuss is about, this is a great entry knife that gives you the taste of Spyderco without spending a bunch of money. It gives you the taste of Spyderco even better than like the Tenacious would, because of this 50/50 choil. So you really get to experience a lot of Spyderco designs or design language in a knife that performs very well and doesn't cost much money. You really should check one out. It's about as good as it gets for the money. And when you sharpen this stuff, you're going to fall in love with BD1N. Alright guys, check one out. I promise you'll be happy if you get you one. It's a badass knife.